Will you welcome, please, Irena? Now, 24 hours. What's happened in the last 24 hours?
For me,
Yep.
that's been interviews coast to coast, you know.
And what's everybody asking you?
They're asking me how I feel.
Yes.
They're asking me what I thought of Carlo and his farting. They're asking me, what does it feel like being the first to be evicted? And, you know, highlights in the house, lowlights in the house, just the same old, same old.
Anybody ask you tricky questions?
The best question I had today was, how do you think you change as a person from being in the house, as opposed to me personally, but how do you change as a person? How does it change you? And I thought that was a really great question, because it really does change you.
And so what was the answer?
I don't know. I can't remember what I said.
Right,
It's all automatic pilot at this point.
Oh, well, I thought that was an excellent question on my behalf, so thanks for picking it up and running with it. Now tell me, what have people said when they've seen you? Have they recognised you in the street, or have you not been allowed out in the big wide world?
Honestly, I was out for like 2 minutes with the sponge from Dreamworld.
The sponge. I don't think anyone would like to be referred to as that.
Bob the Sponge? I forgot.
Oh, Bob the Sponge.
I forgot his name. And that was really weird, because I actually haven't seen a horizon or anything beyond like a very small enclosure for such a long time. That was really freaky.
Let alone being escorted by a sponge. So
he was lovely, and he humped me like Carlo, so I felt like at home straight away.
what a horrible image that is. All right, now, as you know, nominations tonight.
No.
Now, I would just like your opinion.
Yes.
Square house. I always get them muddled up because the squares are actually in the round house.
Squares, yes. I worked it out. Yeah.
So the square house.
Yes.
Now, what do you think? Well, let's have a think. What do you think happened to the house just after you went last night? What do you think the mood was like?
Well, I imagine they'd be all pretty sad. I hope they'd be pretty sad. I don't know. Like, I know there were a few people that really didn't want me to go, and they didn't keep that quiet. And there was Belinda kept saying she wanted to go. I don't know if that was shown, but she did say it. So I don't know how she went. But I hope the guys bonded together, and all of them, and just gave each other a group hug and went, well, we're a family of 6, and Irene, have a good time.
So, you may be a family of 6, they may be a family of 6, but somebody's got to be nominated tonight. Now, who do you think will be nominated?
But the nominations have changed, haven't they? So I'm a little bit confused.
Oh, well, actually, tonight, just as a special treat for all of our viewers, we are going to be calculating the nominations to leave, all right? Last week was an interesting social experiment, and this week is yet another one. And what we are doing is counting, so in the old-fashioned way. All right?
Saxon.
Yes.
Who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction, and why?
For 2 points, I nominate Jamie, and it's because that the time I spend with him and the things that I see him doing in his house, I feel as if he is holding back in the sense that he sees it as most things he does, in a sense of the fact that this is a game. For example, if...
and how does that not affect your experience?
Well, because I don't feel as if I can emotionally chat to him and open up to him, because I feel as if everything that, or not everything, a lot of things that he does and a lot of things he says to me are simply with a motive of wanting to get further in the game than getting on well with people and making this emotionally easier for everyone.
Who do you nominate for 1 point, and why?
For 1 point, I nominate Belinda, in the sense that a couple of things happened at the beginning of the week where I feel as if a lot of the things that, a lot of the time that we spent together from the beginning, that, do you know what I mean, that there was like a trust issue, not in the sense that she was lying, but in the sense that I knew that she wasn't opening up to me, so I couldn't open up to her, so it felt like there was a void between me and her, and there was always an awkwardness if we were doing something. Like, we got on. It wasn't an issue whether we got on or not. It was just that it was sort of like felt really false because she wasn't being, like, I could feel that she wasn't being truly herself.
Bring it back to how you feel in that circumstance.
How do I sort of feel like I'm being cheated in the sense that I don't get to know the real Belinda and hang out with her, so I sort of feel hesitant to open up myself, and I'm not the sort of person that has any problems opening up or mucking around with people, and I felt like because she wasn't doing it, I couldn't do it with her, so it was restricting me.
Carlo, who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction and why?
It's a bit soft. Do you want to do it later? I'll say it anyway.
Carlo, I'll try again.
Yep.
Who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction and why?
Nominate Belinda for 2 points. For the reason that just we're out of everyone in the house, we probably have the most issues with each other, and it's affecting my experience in the house. That makes me sad. Just like the few things that have come up, a lot of issues have come up, and just in general, even before any incidents happened or anything happened, just the fact that she moves my stuff around and I never get to see it, and she's always cleaning up, and just, I don't know, just so many things, so many issues. I just feel me name every single one. I'll try. But
who do you nominate for 1 point and why?
1 point, tough one, because the rest of the group I really do enjoy, and it's hard for me to do. So Vincent, I was going to say, this is the last time I did it, but he's come out of his shell and he's brilliant now. So I'm going to put Jamie in for 1, because just a few times there he's just a bit, clinging onto you type thing, giving you a hug here and there, and a few stories he says are like, he's not really telling the truth, but he's just saying the story to, I don't know why he's saying it, and we pull up sometimes.
I don't know why you say it either. Would you give me a reason, please?
For a reason, like, say one of his stories. Say if I said a story about a girl while I was saying a story, and I know it's true, and I give details, then he'll butt in with a story, and I'll be like, dude, that wasn't true. And he's like, yeah, maybe it wasn't. Like, just some things like that. You don't know what is true and what is not true. I just don't like people just lying for that fact.
Belinda.
Yes.
Who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction and why?
I nominate Carlo for 2 points because, the same as last time, his sexual comments and swearing really does quite offend me.
Who do you nominate for 1 point and why?
Vincent again for 1 point, because every time I say something he always has to either correct me or have something better to say back, and it really drives me up the wall.